Hello, I'm back with another tutorial. I know I've been away for some time, but today we're making this cute little Jasmine stitch purse. For that you will need a 4.5 crochet hook and t-shirt yarn of 3 centimeters, or well, any t-shirt yarn for that matter. This one is quite elastic and that is not the best thing, but I cannot do anything about it. And this is the pattern. To start, make a slip stitch, then chain 2, and you're going to make the first single puff. So pull your yarn up, yarn over, and pull through that first chain, yarn over, and pull through that again. Hold the yarn, pull through all the loops on the hook, insert the hook into the yarn you're holding, pull through that one loop, insert, yarn over, and pull through those 2 loops. Your first puff stitch is done. Chain 1, pull the working yarn, and into the previous space, into the same one where we created that puff stitch, you're going to create another puff stitch. But this time we're going to create 2 puff stitches. And the second one, yarn over and insert the hook into that first chain 1 that we created when we started the row. And you're going to hold the yarn, pull through, insert the hook into that yarn, and pull through 2 loops. You're going to chain 1, and you're going to create another puff stitch into that same space that you just created the puff stitch. So you're going to be repeating this until you have 5 arms of that star in the center. This is one of the patterns that's much easier to be observed than to be explained, so I'll just let you watch. And right here you can see that we have 5 arms to the star. I'm going to chain 1, pull the yarn, yarn over into that same chain space. I'm going to insert the puff stitch, then I'm going to yarn over and into that first chain space, and then I'm going to create 1 more into the chain space of that first puff stitch that we created when we started this row. I'm going to hold the working yarn, pull it through all the loops on the hook, and then I'm going to pull the yarn through that loop, yarn over, and pull through those 2 loops. With this, I have finished my first row. I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to start working on the second row. And for the second row, before I start, I'm going to put a stitch marker because I don't want to lose the starting point. And trust me, if you don't use this, you will most certainly lose the starting point. So the second row, I'm going to be working with alternate sets of 3 and 2 puff stitches. First, I'm going to begin with 2 sets of 2 puff stitches. So this is the first set of the 2 puff stitches, and they're going to be done in the same exact way as we did them in the previous row, Nothing has changed. And now I'm going to close the first set, yarn, chain 1, pull the yarn. As you can see, there are 4. That means that we have to add 2, a set of 2. Whenever you see that in the star, the following star, where you're going to be working in, there are 4 arms, 4 hands to that star, that means that you have to work only 2 puff stitches. That's how you know. If you accidentally stop and you don't know what to do next. So practically this is it. Right now I have 5 arms, so I'm going to be working a set of 3 puff stitches. So this is the second puff stitch, yarn over and into that next space of the next star I'm going to work another puff stitch. I'm going to hold the yarn, pull it through, pull the yarn through that one that I was just holding, and secure it. And then I'm going to chain 1. And now I'm going to do this set of 2 puff stitches. And as you can see, there are 4 hands to that star. So that means that we need 2 puff stitches. This is practically the basic idea and the basic way that this functions, and that this is going to create like a hexagonal shape or like a circular shape. So I'm just going to be repeating the same. I'm going to finish this row. So I'm going to alternate 2 sets of 2 and then 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2. And the last set is going to be a set, 2 sets of 3 puff stitches. So to know what it is and what I'm doing, again, I'm repeating, you need to count how many arms you have in your star that you will be working in. And if there is 4, you always do a set of 2 puff stitches. If there is 5, you do a set of 3. As you can see, I'm always counting how many stitches I have in that star, because I don't want to make a mistake and then have to undo all my work and then get back. That's just the most annoying thing. It can actually make you lose patience and desire to actually create something. So that's why it's better to just measure twice and cut once. I know there's no cutting, but this is the best way. Always count how many puff stitches you have in the following star you will be working in, because each of these stars, when we finish it, has to have 6 points, 6 little arms or hands. It doesn't matter how you call them, and it's still the same. It has to have 6 of them. You will see a lot of counting on my part, because I was really struggling to record this. It was not a very good position, and I was constantly paying attention to be in the shot and also to do everything properly. So I was trying to watch on 2 sides. Unfortunately, my camera died, and this is row 3. So this row has alternate sets of 2 puffs and 2 sets of 3 puffs. You're going to start your row with a set of 2 puffs, then you're going to do 1 set of 3 puffs, and then 1 set of 2 puffs. And then after that, you're going to alternate 2 sets of 3 puffs with 1 set of 2 puffs until you finish the row. But when you finish the row, you will have 3 sets of 3 puffs in order to finish. The easiest way, instead of thinking about this like the way that I just explained it, is to actually count how many hands you have. I cannot stress this enough. Everything is in that number. If you see that you have 4, you have to do a set of 2 puffs. If you see that you have 5 points, you need to do a set of 3 puffs. As easy as that. So this pattern, once you create that first row, it practically builds itself up if you count the points of the star. So you can see me here always counting. I will always be counting how many I have, and that's how I know how many puffs I need. So I always count how many puffs I have in that next star that I will be working in, and not from this row but from the previous row, and that's how I know if I need 2 or 3 puffs. Practically each row is going to start with 1 or 2 sets of 2 puff stitches, and it's going to alternate with 2, 3, 4, or 5 sets of 3 puff stitches. So you just need to see where you are and you need to count. That's all. This is a very easy and cute purse to make, and this stitch is actually very nice for scarves, hats, and for blankets. I mean, anything you like you can make with this stitch, and you can use any yarn you wish. For purses, I highly recommend using yarn that's like t-shirt, or using any yarn that's very sturdy and does not have any pull or stretch to it, and it's actually made for purses, because actual yarn that's used for sweaters and blankets will not really be good for a purse. It will take you about 2 or 3 hours, depending on how fast you are, to create this purse. This purse is quite small. I did not want to make a large one. T-shirt yarn can be very heavy, at least this one that I have access to. It is a good quality, but it's kind of like heavy, and I do not like heavy bags. If a purse is heavy, I'm not going to use it at all. So if you can find any yarn, lightweight yarn, anything that's sturdy but still, lightweight, please go ahead. You can create beautiful work that's going to be even bigger than this. I mean, the purse, the bag is going to be bigger than this one. And I also plan to add some chains, so I do not want to weigh it even further. here I am at the end, counting again how many stitches I have, making sure that it's going to look the way I wanted it. And now I'm going to finish with a set of 3 stitches, and this is the last set that I will be doing. The purse is about 20 centimeters in diameter, like what, 8 inches, and I honestly did not want a bigger one. It's big enough for my phone and lipstick to fit in and my wallet, so that's good. And now I'm not going to cut the yarn, the working yarn. I'm actually going to chain one, which you will see in about a second. Right here, you see I'm chaining one, and I'm going to turn the work, and I'm going to go into each and every, well, almost each and every, in every chain space that I could, I did go in. I would advise to try and pull your hook through each and every chain space that you find, and just go around with a single crochet. This is going to create a little dimension on the purse and also give it a little bit more depth. And right here I'm finishing the row, and yeah, I'm going to just slip stitch once I reach that beginning, and that's pretty much the side of the bag. This is what it looks like on the outside. You see how I created this like little dome shape, and this is the other part. They were supposed to be the same color, but the yarn I ordered was not the same, so there you have it. Now I'm going to put the nice sides together and crochet them together. I wanted to do it in the easier way for myself, so because I already had a lot of working yarn, I decided to pull it through this so I can start working nicely and easily with single crochets all around. Well, not all around. I'm going to be leaving a little opening so that the purse is usable. And here we go. Just I'm going to be catching those 2 outside loops for both circles. I was making a mistake at first. I did fix it, but I did not record it eventually. So here you have the one where I made a mistake. You're supposed to catch only the outside loops of each of the circles, not like this, the inside and outside, but it's fine. I actually went and I undid what I crocheted here, and eventually you will see me crocheting right, but you know, that's fine. And you will continue doing this until you're satisfied with the size of the opening that you will be having once you finish. Also depends if you want to add like a zipper or any kind of clasp or anything. I decided not to because it will not be opening itself by itself, so I don't really need it. And this is totally optional. My chain was quite big and I wanted to add a little padding on the strap so when it sits on the shoulder it does not chafe or scrape my neck or my shoulder. So I decided to yarn through it on both sides. nothing fancy, just simple single crochets around the middle part. And here is my little helper. He wanted to play, but I did not have time. Poor little buddy. Once it's done, just hide the working yarn in, and that's it. You are ready to secure the loops on the side of the purse, and you're done. And right here I'm going to show you how to secure the loops. Nothing too difficult. You just need to pull the tail of the working yarn that you had and secure it around a few times. That's it. And once both of them are secure, I am just going to add the chain and the purse is done. What do you think, guys? I'm in love with it. It's so cute, it's feminine, it's girly, but I think also it's functional. For a small purse, it can surely fit a lot of things. It looks good with the red dress, and it looks good with anything that I have in my wardrobe. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, and share. Thank you for watching. Bye.